Good evening, sir. Today I am presenting case of Mr. SN, 17-year-old boy, resident of Himachal Pradesh, educated till higher secondary, informant himself and father, history reliable, admitted to our hospital on 7th of May and examined by me on 8th of May. He was admitted as a case of prospective renal allograft recipient. I will like to start my history 15 years back, before which he was apparently well. At age of 2 years, he started crying while passing urine. It was not associated with any bulging of lower part of abdomen and penile tip. His symptoms worsened over the duration of next 6 months and was taken to hospital for this complaint. He was evaluated and was told to have urinary tract obstruction. His blood investigations were normal at that time. He underwent perurethral catheterization followed by some procedure, details not remembered by the attendant. Over the duration of next 6 months, he had recurrent episodes of fever with cloudy urine and lower abdominal pain, for which he was treated with oral antibiotic. He used to have 1 to 2 such episodes per month. He was not started on any antibiotic prophylaxis and was given some medications to improve his urinary stream. At the age of 3 years, parents started him on alternative form of medication and stopped regular follow-up in hospital. Till age of 13 years, he didn't have any other episodes of urinary tract infection. He used to pass urine 5 to 6 times in day and 2 times at night. He had complained of bedwetting till the age of 13 years. He had no complaint of straining during maturation, urinary hesitancy, urgency, poor stream, stress or urge incontinence, holding urine for long hours, constipation, bilateral lower limb weakness or dimple on back. At the age of 13 years, he again had complaint of high-grade fever associated with burning and painful micturition. He was admitted in hospital and found to have urinary tract infection and was told that he was retaining significant amount of urine. He was started on IV antibiotic and was catheterized for 1 week. He was advised for self-clean intermittent catheterization but refused for same. His creatinine was around 1 at that time according to attendants. He was discharged and parents continued him on alternative form of medication. At the age of 15 years, his parents noticed deformity in his knees while walking and he was not able to run for long distance. There was no history of any bony pain or fractures. He underwent blood investigations and scans and was told to have raised serum creatinine of 2 and a bony disorder associated with kidney disease. His BP was normal at that time. He was started on vitamin D, calcium and iron supplementation and other supportive treatment. Prior to that, he had no complaint of sudden onset of headache, vomiting, blurring of vision, shortness of breath, chest pain, orthopnea, PND, frothuria, graveluria, hematuria, decreased urine output, bilateral lower limb swelling, facial puffiness, loss of appetite, constipation. He has no history of blood transfusion. He was advised for double voiding at that time. For next 1.5 years, he was on regular treatment and his creatinine stayed between 4.5 to 5.5 mg per dl and hemoglobin was around 9 gram per dl. At the age of 17 years, he had complaint of sudden onset of tightening of all 4 limbs followed by weakness. It was so severe that he was not able to get up from bed. It was not associated with any fever, vomiting, frothing from mouth, tongue biting, loss of consciousness, heavy exercise or meal prior to that episode. He was taken to hospital and was found to have low serum calcium of less than 4 mg per dl and raised serum creatinine of more than 11 mg per dl. He was started on injectable calcium and given 1 session of hemodialysis after inserting right internal jugular vein temporary hemodialysis catheter. He is on maintenance hemodialysis for past 1.5 months with frequency of twice per week with no intradialytic complications and a urine output of 800 to 1000 ml per day. Now he is admitted in our hospital for live donor related renal transplant, donor being mother, HLA, 1 haplotype match, ABO compatible B2B with negative immunological workup and some special tests done for bladder evaluation, reports not remembered by the parents. Currently, he is on tablet sodium bicarbonate calcium carbonate, sevelamer, injection erythropoietin, and ferrous sulfate. Personal history: he is non-vegetarian by diet with normal bowel habits, no known addictions, no history of hypertension, diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, or tuberculosis. He is born by non-consanguous marriage with normal vaginal full-term delivery. His weight at the time of birth was 2.5 kgs. He cried immediately after birth, passed stool and urine within 24 hours, and had no history of respiratory distress or NICU admission. He is vaccinated according to National Immunization Schedule and attained gross motor, fine motor, and psychosocial milestones according to his age. His mother was a booked case with no known comorbidities, with adequate weight gain during pregnancy, with no history of hypertension or diabetes during pregnancy. She received 2 doses of tetanus toxoid, iron, and folic acid supplementation during second and third trimester. Antenatal scans were done between 10 to 14 weeks and 18 to 20 weeks, which were normal. Family history: he belongs to upper middle class of modified Kuppuswamy scale. He has a younger sister of 10 years of age with no history of urinary tract infection or any other urinary complaints. His father is 46 years of age. He is diabetic for past 3 years with well-controlled blood sugar on 2 oral hypoglycemic agents with no history of diabetic retinopathy. No other significant family history.
Okay, excellent. So one quick question. You said he was non-vegetarian.
Yes, sir.
Who are non-vegetarians?
Sir,
Definition, when you call somebody vegetarian, vegetarian or no vegetarian, in these contentious issues one should
Creatinine?
birth. Do you think it was all right?
yes, sir. Usually children are between 2.5 to 3 kgs.
Please try that. Low birth weight or not low birth weight?
Sir, it was on lower normal range. It was
I think you already know what he is driving it. We know. I'll ask you, what do you think is the diagnosis, clinical diagnosis? So, what do you think is the diagnosis? Any second year PG, what do you think is his syndromic diagnosis? Chronic kidney disease, probably chronic interstitial nephritis, and one of the causes. Why do you say VUR as the first cause? Any differential diagnosis you will entertain? जरा पूछो.
chronic kidney disease,
तो
stage
चला
5
गया.
on maintenance hemodialysis, twice per week, access
कोई
being
बात
right
नहीं. I'll
internal
catch up
jugular
some
vein,
other time.
temporary
एक वो
hemodialysis.
उसकी
This is
class
not
होती
a
है.
diagnosis, na. Just tell me the diagnosis.
Sir,
वो-
basic disease chronic
हाँ मैं हूँ.
interstitial
हाँ हाँ
nephritis.
तभी तो फोन किया था. मैं 10
CKD,
मिनट पहले आया था. मैं सोचा था
5D,
इससे मिल लेता. Time.
CIN,
Bye-bye.
second acquired reflux nephropathy, secondary to bladder outlet obstruction.
Okay. What kind of bladder outlet obstruction do you think he has?
At the age of the 2 year, he underwent a procedure. So, per urethral catheter was inserted. So, it could have been a posterior urethral wall for which the procedure was done. And secondary to that, he could have strictures. Urethral stricture could be there. Or there.
You need a urethral stricture in a posterior urethral wall to cause ESRD.
No, sir.
So why
Actually,
are you bringing urethral stricture? There is no history of stricture in the patient. He was voiding well after that.
Yes,
Is there? तुमने कहा ना कोई straining नहीं, no burning,
No,
nothing. So you have done a very good presentation, I must say, and I must compliment your bosses also. अच्छे institution के you have done well, but now why are you answering in such a silly way? One Foley's catheter may or may not give you a stricture, but this boy has no history suggestive of stricture.
Yes, sir.
So certainly historically appears to have posterior urethral valve for which he was catheterized, and then the valve gave way. And so let me ask you, the valve तो उन्होंने खोल दिया.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think he went into ESRD? रास्ता तो खुल गया ना.
Yes, sir.
What goes wrong there?
Sir, it could have been a primary vesico-ureteric reflux was there
See,
because of the
you
renal.
just said it is PUV.
PU.
So now why are you running to primary vesico-ureteral reflux?
Yes, sir.
My simple straightforward question is, you can't duck this question. This I am telling you.
Yes, sir.
PUV था,
Yes.
PUV was overrun by catheter, right? Tract is open. Now he had no problem except UTIs, correct? And then, in spite of allopathic medicines, he was having UTI, but when he was on alternative medicine,
Yes,
there was 7-8 years of symptom-free period.
Yes, sir.
So that also puts pressure on my mind why that alternative medicine made him symptom free. Did you think about that? 6-7 years he was symptom free, which is so surprising. We blame alternative medicines all the time. But for 6-7 years he was without any infection, correct?
Yes.
So coming back to the question, ये तो खैर आंसर नहीं कर पाओगे कि वो how alternative medicine helped, except for the fact that it is the fact that we blame alternative medicines, but there is no hard evidence, maybe except aristocolic acid or something, which really implicates alternative medicines to ESRD or advanced azotemia. So what went wrong with PUV? Why he went into ESRD?
Sir, he must be having some renal dysplasia. मतलब है.
यार तू इतनी अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन बाद क्यों अपनी मट्टी कर रहा है? My simple straightforward question is, are you understanding my question or not, second year? What am I trying to ask? Despite correction, he was voiding well, there was no history of obstructive symptoms in the void, and he was a young boy, and apparently he was PUV, apparently, although it could have been RN, it could be anything, primary RN. Why he went into ESRD? Why PUV goes to ESRD? That is the question.
Sir, because of the intrarenal reflux, because of the recurrent UTIs.
वो तो न्यूरोजेनिक ब्लैडर में भी होते हैं. Anybody, why PUVs goes into ESRD? This is very important. All of you must go back and study. Okay? So far, मतलब you have done very well. मतलब in fact, I was groping कि question क्या पूछूं तुमसे, but you opened the door unnecessarily. Okay? Okay, let's go ahead. So examination में anything positive?
Yes, sir. He was having genu valgum deformity,
Excellent.
and the intramellular distance was also 10 centimeters. Except that, he was not having any other positive
Excellent.
finding.
So
And pallor was present.
He is pending transplant at your center, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are the causes of renal osteodystrophy in CKD5?
Sir,
We have to go beyond that. Diagnosis, I think there is reasonable conclusion that he has chronic interstitial nephritis, either primary reflux or secondary reflux due to VOR, that is due to PUV. That is semantic. After this, I might be tempted to ask you other causes of Kakut, but I will not ask you because I am sure you must have read them.
yes, sir.
Right?
What is Kakut?
So congenital anomaly of kidney and urinary tract.
Definition of Kakut.
So if the patient is having any structural or functional impairment in the urinary tract, which is impeding the normal urinary flow.
So common causes of, चलो काकुट खत्म कर लेते हैं, वैसे मेरे एजेंडा में नहीं था काकुट पूछना. Common causes of काकुट which will cause to azotemia, advanced azotemia, CKD5.
Sir, the most common cause remains posterior urethral wall. Then there can be phimosis, paraphimosis.
Phimosis,
If these are
paraphimosis, CKD5.
CKD5 के लिए sir, it may be because of the renal dysplasias,
ये मरवा देगा
renal agenesis, bilateral
ठीक
renal
सब.
agenesis.
So the simplistic
cystic
things
kidney
are in
diseases.
Kakut, you must know any abnormality of the kidney in numbers. एक किडनी नहीं थी, renal agenesis,
Renal hypoplasias.
hypoplasias,
If number of nephrons
dysgenesis और abnormal placements of the kidney.
present. Yes.
ऐसे याद करते हैं ना, जैसे पॉलीसिस्टिक हो गई, एक्टोपिक, क्रॉस एक्टोपिक, फ्यूजन्स हो गई किडनी के, और एक किडनी नॉर्मल, दूसरी किडनी प्रेस कर रही है यूरेटर को, वो काकुट है. थिंग्स लाइक दैट. एंड देन ओपनिंग जैसे ब्लैडर की प्रॉब्लम, PUV, VUV, ब्लैडर, दे आर सिंपल काकुट्स विच विल कॉज टू CKD5. So now tell me why he had this renal osteodystrophy.
Sir, in case of CKD MBD, there is a deficiency of vitamin D. There is a secondary hyperparathyroidism, hyperphosphatemia.
एक
because
मिनट,
of
धीरे धीरे, मैं इतना दिमाग तेज नहीं है, धीरे धीरे बोलो. So in CKD renal osteodystrophy, you are telling me what does he have?
Sir, vitamin D deficiency.
Vitamin D.
Yes, sir.
Which vitamin D deficiency? Vitamin D is enough answer or you should further elaborate it?
Sir, 25 hydroxy, the storage form of the vitamin D.
They will not be able to make 125. Why should 25 be deficient? सारी दुनिया तो खाती रहती है, हम तो हाइपर कैल्सीमिया झेलते रहते हैं आजकल. That is not
Vitamin
right.
D3,
So
1
one
to 5
active vitamin
diet.
D3 is not there, right? What else?
Sir, then
Is that the first thing to go wrong?
no sir, hyperphosphatemia is the first thing.
Is that hyperphosphatemia first thing to go wrong?
Actual में FGF23 increases.
Why FGF23 increases? अब देखो बेटा रीनल chronic देखो I tell you, I am a little stubborn examiner but I am a fair examiner and I complimented you on a very compact history. I was very happy, very nicely said and didn't waste a lot of time about it. Now you have to defend.
Yes sir.
You see, because DM करके जाओगे and I won't let you go if you don't satisfy him in ROD.
Yes sir.
अभी तो इसमें सबसे बड़ा pitfall क्या आने वाला है in this case?
Hypertension was not.
Hypertension से पहले चलो tell me what is the first thing that goes wrong in renal osteodystrophy?
Sir, reduction of the GFR causes phosphate retention. Hyperphosphatemia is there.
Okay.
Because of this hyperphosphatemia, there is increase in fibroblast growth factor.
Do you think
23.
hyperphosphatemia comes first or hypocalcemia comes first?
Earliest marker is
What is Bricker's hypothesis? अब एग्जामिनर मैंने कोने लगेगा. तुम्हारे सवाल से रिलेटेड है. Hypocalcemia normally they go hand in hand, but the form first of CKD is hypocalcemia. That will trigger the response and the PTH will go up because the primary duty of PTH is to
increase calcium.
keep the calcium in the blood constant. So PTH will faithfully follow its duty. It will go up. And from where will this calcium come in the blood?
Resorption of the bone from intestinal absorption
And
and from the diet we are consuming.
intestine से तो लोग हैं यार.
हाँ जी.
ये parenteral diet दे रहे थे उसे.
And resorption from the bones.
Right? What else? How else
And
will it help?
supplements we are giving to the
वो
patient.
तो gut से ही आएंगे ना.
हाँ जी.
See the class action of vitamin D. What are the other players in ROD? Other hormones in ROD?
Renal osteodystrophy.
हाँ, ROD पे other players क्या हैं? एक तो PTH है.
हाँ जी.
What else?
Sir, FGF23.
FGF23 और vitamin D,
Vitamin D,
phosphorus.
phosphorus, calcium.
All these receptors are present on parathyroid gland. They are also present on intestinal mucosa. And their class actions are, for example, PTH class action is, it is subservient to calcium. It will try to bring up calcium.
Yes.
And FGF, what is FGF's primary responsibility?
Sir, it decreases the vitamin D, it decreases the PTH, and it increases the excretion of phosphate.
The primary responsibility of FGF, if I remember correctly, is phosphaturia. It will look at phosphate and PTH will look at calcium. And they will at many points converge and at many points they will diverge. बच्चे लिखो मत, कुछ भी नहीं ओरिजिनल. जो लिखोगे वो पढ़ोगे नहीं. ट्रस्ट में सुन लो. Trust me, सुन लो. Your thought process should be ignited. That's all of you. There's nothing to write. You should. He has done a very good presentation. थोड़ा सा भी डिफेंड कर लेगा मैं पास कर दूंगा इसको. Because it is my duty to dig. नहीं? बता भाई.
FGF23 causes phosphate excretion.
Right. So remember, FGF is the phosphaturia driver and PTH is the calcium driver. Now what will active vitamin D do?
Active vitamin.
मेरा ROD में रुकने का मन नहीं था. मेरा तो फैसिनेशन कहीं और है. वहाँ ले तो जाऊंगा ही तेरे को.
Active vitamin D causes increase in intestinal absorption of
Good.
calcium and phosphate both.
Good. What else? बोन से क्या करेगा कैल्शियम का? विटामिन डी. ये बता दे.
Sir,
Bone से first you must understand the question. You must never answer a question if you have not listened or understood the question. Because it will be held. If you ask the examiner, tell me the question again, it's okay. Stress में examiner समझता है that you may be fumbling. What will active vitamin D do to calcium from the bone? It's a tricky question. If you don't answer it, I am not going to hold it against you. Okay, tell me the types of ROD.
Renal osteodystrophy. It could be adynamic bone disease.
Yes.
It could be high turnover bone disease
Yes.
like osteitis fibrosus cystica.
So a good answer would be high turnover bone disease and low turnover bone disease. High turnover bone disease, osteitis fibrosa cystica.
Cystica.
Kyun?
So it is because of the increase in the osteoblast and osteoclast activity. Plus there is increase in synthesis of the osteoid, but it is woven like. It is not well.
अरे हो क्यों रहा है यार? Why is it? Just say hyperpara. Just say hyperpara, osteitis fibrosa cystica.
Yes.
We don't do bone biopsies. We don't really know what's happening. Do you do bone biopsy in your center?
sir.
Nobody does. It's because nobody knows to read it.
Yes.
That's why we don't do bone biopsy. Okay, one is hyperparathyroidism, high turnover bone disease. Lot of action is occurring on those bones. What next?
Low turnover bone disease.
What is that?
So it is because of the suppression. If we are giving the patient the excess of the calcium supplements, and then it causes the suppression of the PTH. So it causes a decrease in turnover of bone.
So what happens?
There will be no mineral depression of both the osteoclastic and osteoblastic action. There will be decrease in mineralization.
What will happen to osteoid seam?
Osteoid seam will be decrease in width.
Sure.
There will be no more deposition of calcium in bones.
What is the third type of ROD?
So osteomalacia is there.
What is that?
Sir, in case of osteomalacia, there is a defective mineralization of the bony matrix. So there will be a wide osteoid seam will be there.
Good. And what is the problem?
In osteomalacia, sir, there is a defective calcification or mineralization.
Quite
of
right,
bone.
I agree. And the fourth one? Mixed variety.
Mixed.
So these are the 4-5 common types. Osteoporosis, classically we don't consider in ROD because osteoporosis is fairly common otherwise also. So why does ROD occur in these patients? Renal osteodystrophy क्यों होती है? What is the pathogenesis of ROD in CKD? भी जहाँ गलत पूछूं डांट देना यार.
Yes, sir.
तुम राणा जी के क्लोन हो, मेरे बड़े भाई हैं. ठीक पूछ रहा हूँ कि नहीं?
Sir, hyperphosphatemia, vitamin D deficiency, hypocalcemia, secondary hyperparathyroidism. All these are the causes. High FGF23.
बस यही. खत्म.
And metabolic acidosis.
फिर metabolic acidosis, that is the main player. How will metabolic acidosis call ROD?
Actually, it causes the increase in the buffering. These calcium, they causes the buffer of these acids. So it causes the increase in resorption from the bones.
How? Why?
So mainly calcium.
मैं 5-6 सवालों पूछूंगा फिर अब ये पूछेगा. लेट आने के लिए इसको ज़्यादा पूछना पड़ेगा बस.
Mainly they are getting
ये बता दे.
deposited in the bone of in the form of calcium hydroxy crystals.
एक तो नर्वस मत हो. Always remember few things about examinations. Examiner is fully entitled to take you away from your main planned digression. समझ रहे हो बात को? जैसे तुम सोच के आए हो कि रिफ्लक्स डिजीज पे बात होगी, पूछेंगे कि ओपनिंग कैसी है यूरेटर की, लायंस माउथ है क्या नहीं है, क्या सर्जरी होगी, क्या प्रिवेंशन है, बर्मिंघम ट्रायल क्या है, रिफ्लक्स तुम पढ़ के आए हो, यू नो, गोल्फ कोर्स ओपनिंग ये वो है ना. बट एग्जामिनर में टोटली गो एल्सवेयर. He may take you anywhere. What is he wanting to see? He is wanting to see how widely you have understood nephrology. In Canis Pale, I was asking them why they have joined nephrology. And you should be a proud nephrologist. Your choice of joining nephrology is perfect. It is one branch I like because it masquerades internal medicine. यही एक सुपर स्पेशलिटी है जिसमें इंटरनल मेडिसिन का पूरे इनपुट्स हैं. योर पेशेंट कम विद यूरिमिक एन्सेफेलोपैथी, मेनिंजाइटिस, मेनिंजिस्मस, cardiomyopathy, DCMP, stiff lungs, hepatorenal, you name a disease, you name a sign, organ which is not affected by uremia. Everywhere it is there. That is the beauty of nephrology. You are everywhere. You see? Now with that duty comes big responsibilities. It is one super specialty in which you can keep a patient alive for a number of years. End-stage cardiac disease can only live by maybe LVAD for some time, but by cardiac transplant, that is not so easy. Liver valle, all used to die, but now split livers are giving them good run of life. But we could keep our patients alive on dialysis for 20-30 years, hats off. I'm sure, Gangaram, there must be a number of patients who are living on dialysis for 15, 20 years. So that is the beauty of nephrology. You can beat death by a synthetic mechanism. Okay? So big responsibilities come with it. बताओ?
Sir, H plus is increasing because of metabolic acidosis.
Quite right.
Phosphate is acting as a buffer for it. So, it
How much
replaces
acid do you
calcium from-
produce every day in your body?
Sir, 1 milliequivalent per kg.
Very good. That's a good answer. In a neutral state, in a mixed diet, you produce 1 milliequivalent per kg acid. Right? 1 millimole, 1 milliequivalent acid. 1 milliequivalent H ion is single valency, so it becomes 1 millimole. So if you are 60 K, you are producing 60 millimoles of acid. Now, how will body manage it?
So, mainly acid is excreted in the form of ammonium ions in proximal
Mainly ammonia
NH4.
in normal state. भाई ये मेरे जो है ना ये थोड़े ये इधर टेढ़े सवाल है ना ये क्लिनिकल नेफ्रोलॉजी में तो इन लोगों के आगे टिक नहीं पाता गंगाराम के आगे तो टेढ़े बड़े सवालों मुझे ज़्यादा मज़ा आता है
Buffer system in body. Mainly
बताओ
these are,
that's
sir,
what are the buffers of the body today you know we are friends if I am asking it little sternly it is my duty if the examiner does not put the fear of urgency in your mind and a sense to explore wider but no punitive action if you are able to reason out the things. I don't expect you to know everything. You ask me 10 questions, probably I'll know none of them.
yes.
Means nothing. It's a fair deal. So tell me the acidification mechanisms of the body.
Sir, bicarbonate is there, phosphate buffers are there,
Right?
chloride is there, sulfate.
Chloride.
Sorry,
Dekho, this is the problem. Now this is the problem. Bicarb, yes. Phosphate, yes. What is the third?
sulfate.
वो तो उसमें ही आ जाएंगे ना टाइट्रेबल एसिडिटी में आ जाएंगे सल्फेट्स फॉस्फेट्स दे विल कंस्टिट्यूट टाइट्रेबल एसिडिटी सो द फर्स्ट बफर इज बाइकार्ब दैट इज अ वेरी पावरफुल बफर एज सून एज द एच आयन व्हाई इज बॉडी सो अफ्रेड ऑफ एच आयन these cells will not function if the acidity goes little bit शुगर आपकी 200 से 800 हो जाती है आप मरते नहीं हो you don't die यूरिया 250 हो जाता है you don't die बट आपका पीएच 7.1 हो जाता है ना देखा इमरजेंसी में हैव यू सीन 7.1 pH how drastic it becomes so from 7.4 to 7.1 only slight deviation in acidification and you are so that is the importance so first thing is bicarb second
Phosphate buffers.
phosphate sulfate what are they called titrable acidity what do you mean by titrable acidity
Which can be मतलब we can
कहाँ से आए word anybody
Sir,
what is titrable acidity
there is an equation.
कौन सी इक्वेशन कुछ भी बोल दो यार 5 लाइनें बोल दो आई विल बी हैप्पी ये चीज़ें आप सबको पढ़नी है डोंट गेट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू ट्रांसप्लांट एंड ग्लोमेरुलर डिजीजेस
बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट बड़ा
you must read it and they are dull topics once you understand they are fascinating trust me I'm telling you as an elder brother trust me they are fascinating and that is why the nephrologist scores over cardiologist remember the first thing I जब अनुराग नहीं आया तो we were trying to bide our time that's why you should be a proud nephrologist because you will be everywhere so titrable acidity is for example जैसे आप वो एक्सपेरिमेंट करते थे केमिस्ट्री में यूज टू पुट एसिड एंड देन नॉर्मली द पीएच इज व्हाट इज द नॉर्मल पीएच
So 7.35 to 7.45.
करेक्ट सो मीन इज 7.4 एट 7.4 व्हाट डज बेसिकली पीएच टेल यू
H plus ion concentration.
inverse of H
Inverse
plus
log.
inverse of H plus ion conversion we are more familiar with pH so we don't talk about inverse H ion concentration so when the pH will fall H ion will
Increase.
so at 7.4 how much do you think body H ions are there in blood
It is a normal acidity.
क्या होता है 7.4 पे कितने H होंगे बॉडी में मिलीमोल्स होंगे नैनोमोल सॉरी 40
40.
40 एंड 6.97 पे कितने हो जाएंगे?
Sir, pH.
कोई बात नहीं, पढ़ लेना. यूरिन में जब तुम यूरिन पास करते हो ओवरनाइट कितने चांस होते हैं? मैं तुम्हें सिर्फ किडनी की मास्टरी बता रहा हूँ, मास्टर ऑर्गन है. सो योर इंटरेस्ट इन नेफ्रोलॉजी इज इग्नाइटेड. When you are passing urine every day, how much chance you are throwing out? कुछ तो गैस कर ले यार. 1,000 times. 1,000 times. You know? So much of a chance are you are able to throw out. The concentration of urine is 1,000 times more a chance than the blood. And that is the process of the kidney. That is the acidification. So, first bicarb, then titrable acidity, and third one is, third mechanism क्या है चाहे इनको मॉप करने का? Anybody? Very good. Ammonia. That's correct. That's the answer. And from where does ammonia come?
So glutamine in
Very
the
good.
proximal convoluted tubule.
Yes.
And
That will convert to ammonia by glutaminase. And then what will happen to that ammonia?
sir, it moves out of the tubule and there is
Yes.
a carbonic anhydrase.
Very good.
There are two types of it, the type 2 and 4. So it will cause the breakdown of, मतलब कि the ammonium will combine with the H plus ion, which has
Ammonium.
ammonia NH3 will combine with the H plus to form ammonium ion,
Then?
H4 plus. Then it will be getting excreted either with a chloride or bicarbonate.
Bicarbonate साथ तो नहीं जाएगा.
Chloride
It
के
will not
साथ
go with bicarbonate.
chloride
It cannot go with bicarbonate. Cannot. It will go with chloride. Okay. And why this ammonium able to go out? Why doesn't go back?
Sir, because it has become polarized. So
It is impermeable.
Impermeable.
It will not cross. Okay. Go ahead.
Fine. Urine examination. On urine dipstick test, urine is dark yellow, clear, pH is 6, specific gravity is 1.025, protein, glucose
1025.
1.025.
That's very good specific gravity for end stage disease. Very good specific gravity. I have my doubts. In end stage disease, what kind of specific gravity do you expect?
Dilute, मतलब 1.010.
10 10. 10 10. चलो.
Protein, glucose, ketone, RBCs, bilirubin, WBC and nitrates are negative. On blood investigations, hemoglobin is 8.9, TLC is 4,700, platelet count is 1,30,000. MCV is 89.6 and hematocrit is 29.2. Random blood sugar is 92, BUN is 55.17, creatinine is 7.01, uric acid is 6.22, calcium is 8.26.
इसकी तुमने हाइट वेट नहीं बताया.
हाँ,
बच्चा है.
हाँ जी.
इसकी ग्रोथ इंपॉर्टेंट थी.
हाँ
यू
जी.
वेंट थ्रू एवरीथिंग बट हाइट नहीं बताई
Sir,
हमें.
height is 1.57 meter and weight is 47 kg, making his BMI of 19 kg per meter square.
परसेंटाइल में कैसा है इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाइट? आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन हिज वेट. आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन हिज हाइट. कैसा है परसेंटाइल? वेयर इज ही स्टैंडिंग?
Sir, he is a 17-year-old male.
ग्रोथ की कितनी हिट है इसकी हाइट पे? है कि नहीं? और ही हैज ग्रोन वेल.
Yes, sir. Usually when it is less than third percentile for the height appropriate to age and sex, then it is known to be deficient in growth.
इसका क्या? This is very important. In a child we are worried, and that is one of the indication of early transplant, because once you restore the normal renal functioning, the growth velocity will catch up. Otherwise they are puny, they are small kids, they become into small adults, right? So growth velocity is very important. 16-17 साल का था ये. Right?
Yes, sir.
चलो, go ahead. So labs don't bother us. How are you managing him now? He is on dialysis.
Yes, sir. He is on vitamin D, calcium supplement. We are also giving him sodium bicarbonate, and he is on injection erythropoietin.
Why are you giving him soda bicarb? He is on dialysis.
Yes, sir.
So why should you give him soda bicarb?
Not
What's his PTH like?
sir. Actually, I searched through the report. Recently, when he's got admitted to us, we didn't.
कोई
get
बात
the
नहीं, you
PTH
should know the PTH values.
Alkaline phosphatase. but
Clinically,
was
you shouldn't
admitted.
know all these values. Okay, what else should you do for this patient?
Sir, for
In examination, you are not supposed to know any lab value except urine examination. That too you should do yourself. क्यों भाई? ठीक है ना?
लिपस्टिक्स
Unless and until the patient and educated है, history में वही बोल पड़ता है कि at 2020 में my creatinine was 4, then it was 5, then you are allowed to say that. You are allowed to say anything that the patient speaks, but you are not allowed to read the patient notes. Last time DNB examination में 2 mortality इसीलिए हुई. That lady caught them reading the notes. Oh, God. So even if you know the diagnosis, if you have read the notes, you have to pretend you know nothing. You can say what the patient has said because history is in the words of the patient. कोई फार्मर गंवार पेशेंट आएगा तो ही विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेल यू एनीथिंग, बट कोई पढ़ा लिखा है एजुकेटेड पेशेंट आएगा ही विल नो एवरीथिंग अबाउट हिज डिजीज. अनुराग गुप्ता को दिखाते थे क्रेटिन 2 था, फिर 4 हुआ, फिर 8 हुआ, राइट? सो यू आर अलाउड टू से दैट. चलो
sir, at this stage he is CKD stage 5, so we have to correct his nutrition, his anemia. We have to take care of his metabolic.
टेल मी
disease.
अबाउट हिज न्यूट्रिशन.
Sir, in nutrition we should ensure that he should take a protein 1 to 1.2 gram per kg according to his body weight, and the calorie intake should be between 25 to 35
1.2
kilocal.
जाएगा, 1.3 जाएगा, बच्चा है.
भाई कि 1.5 दे दे यार अगर ग्रोथ करनी है. चलो अच्छा, दोगे कैसे ये बताओ मुझे. सब लोग लिख देते हैं 1.5 ग्राम, उसको बताओ. डाइट प्लान बताओ मुझे एज ए डाइटिशियन. व्हाट विल यू प्रिस्क्राइब हिम?
Sir, we can prescribe him eggs. In a single egg, around 6 grams of protein is there. So like 2 eggs in a day. Then we can advise for the pulses. So in pulses, in 1 bowl of serving, around 60 grams of protein is there.
नो नो
90.
नो बिल्कुल भी.
वन बाउल में कितना?
पहली बात तो तू इतने बड़े बाउल की बात कर रहा है या इतने बड़े बाउल की बात करता है? फर्स्ट टेल मी
बाउल में
दैट. कटोरी ना 30 ग्राम दाल, 60 ग्राम प्रोटीन, तो फिर बचा के 1 कप दाल पिला दे उसे, 60 ग्राम हो गए.
16.
नो, आई विल टेक स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्सेप्शन एट दिस पॉइंट. This is the Achilles heel of the budding nephrologists. They don't bother about nutrition and I take strong exception. आप एरिथ्रोपोएटिन बता दोगे, फार्मा प्रेशर बट न्यूट्रिशन नहीं
कितना होता है एक कटोरी दाल में प्रोटीन?
6 to 7 grams.
Yeah, that's 6 to 7 grams.
Okay.
और
What else?
एग में कितना बताया आपने?
6 to 7.
होल एग वाइट पार्ट में कितना होता है, येलो पार्ट में कितना होता है?
We usually advise for the egg white.
तो उसमें कितना? 6 ग्राम नहीं होता?
So why are you not giving him yellow? यंग बच्चा है भाई. Why are you wasting yellow? मैं तो एग वाइट खा ही नहीं सकता बिना येलो के. ऐसा लगता है बबल गम खा रहे. What's wrong in giving him yellow? Only if somebody has severe coronary artery disease, uncontrolled. There are a lot of studies in nephrology which say that if your BMI is high, if you are taking good amount of proteins, cholesterol has no correlation with longevity or survival in nephrology. You see, if your cholesterol is a wee bit, little bit up, it doesn't bother, especially at this age.
Yes.
Why should you give him only whites? His question was not that. He was not saying give only whites. He was just asking how much protein in egg whites. बताओ.
4 grams. 4 grams. 4 to 4.5.
क्या क्वेश्चन है ये?
येलो में कितना होता है?
1 to 1.5.
हैं?
1 to 1.5.
ओके, तो मैं कह रहा हूँ क्या क्वेश्चन है वो हंस रहा है. चलो अच्छा, और क्या दोगे?
Sir, if he is taking non-vegetarian, we can advise him for taking meat once or twice a week.
Why?
Fish.
Why not every day?
He's on dialysis. Why you want to say once a week?
So this is the lack of common sense. A person coming with a creatinine of 3, your approach to nutrition will be different to a person coming on dialysis. Correct? If he was 3 and you would say protein restriction, little bit this and that, I would still go with that. इसको तो भर भर के खिलाओ.
Yes.
Daily
What's
खाने
bothering
क्या
you?
कहते हैं?
फिश में कितना प्रोटीन होता है भाई? Anybody? चलो, nutrition is extremely important.
Actually, they will ask you कि भाई plan the nutrition of this patient, right? Post dialysis patient, they will say, okay, you want to give 1.2 gram per kg body weight, right? So tell me how will you plan his protein in a day? They will ask you in the exam. So you should know the nutritional value of dal, paneer,
Especially protein
Egg.
value.
fish, right? And how much phosphorus is removed by dialysis?
Sir, 800 to 1200 in a single session.
क्या बात कर रहे हो बेटा, कहाँ से पढ़ा तुमने ये फिगर? फिर हमारे दुखी क्या रह जाए? If you are able to remove 12, hold on. If you are able to remove 1200 milligrams of phosphorus in one dialysis, and you are giving him 3 dialysis or 2 dialysis, you are able to remove nearly as much as he is taking. What is your normal phosphorus content in the diet, in the Indian diets?
Diet, dietary recommendation is around 800 mg of phosphorus has to be
1 gram
taken
पकड़ लो,
1
1 gram, 7 gram per day is going. Kidney is, right? तो 800 तुमने निकाल दिया, कैसे बनेगी बात? 800 milligrams, sorry. नहीं, you are right. He's right. No, I got a little confused elsewhere. He's right. So 2.4 gram निकला ना per day. He's right. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is it is impossible to remove the phosphorus by dialysis and or phosphate binders. In neutral state also they remain hyperphosphatemic or in phosphorus balance. You are right, 800 milligram ही जाएगा. I agree. चलो, what else?
Sir, then for metabolic bone disease, he is CKD stage 5. So we will give him, actually in stage G2, we start with the restriction of the phosphate containing foods. Then from stage G3, we correct the vitamin D. So we have to look for the 25 hydroxy vitamin D. If it is less than 30 ng per ml, then we will first correct that. And if still there is no improvement, then we will start the phosphate binders. So we can give him either calcium containing or non-calcium containing phosphate binders. And then if the PTH is still high, then we will correct the phosphate, the vitamin D, and then we will use the calcium mimetics. And if it is still not corrected, then we will go for the hemodialysis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, please call me after 1 hour. Just 1 hour. So you give vitamin D, you give
Phosphate binders,
calcium and
restriction.
calcium mimetics. What are calcium mimetics?
Sir, which are acting onto the surface of the PTH, there is a calcium sensing type of receptors.
Okay.
So the calcium mimetics, they acts on them. Thereby, they causes the decrease in the release of the PTH. So,
What are the side effects?
sir, they may cause hypocalcemia, severe hypocalcemia. could be there,
Hypophosphatemia, hypocalcemia, nausea, vomiting, big
Yes,
side effects. So what are the indications to give calcium mimetics in CKD5?
Sir,
D?
even if the patient is having high turnover bone disease and even after correction of the phosphate, and if the patient is having secondary hyperparathyroidism even after correction of the phosphate and vitamin D, if it is still hyperparathyroid, if it is more than 9 times of the upper normal limit, then we give calcium mimetics.
You will give
Very
calcium
high.
mimetics straight away. So debatable, but I'll let it pass. Okay. ठीक है. What bothers us in dialysis? What else are we bothered about? Acidosis से बात करने के लिए है अभी, nutrition पे बात हो गई. What else are we bothered in these patients?
If we are correcting the metabolic acidosis, then patient may land into hypocalcemia.
Not really. Not really. Why will he get hypocalcemia?
हाइपोकैल्सीमिया क्यों हो जाए?
Sir,
क्या कैल्शियम माइमेटिक्स देने के बाद बात कर रहे हो आप कि
calcium mimetic.
नहीं, correction तुम सही बोल रहे हो, but how? If you correct metabolic acidosis, why they become hypocalcemic? You are correct.
Sir, there is increase in मतलब bone में calcium will be more. There is a decrease in.
The ionic calcium, once you correct ionic calcium, then once you correct H ions, right? तो जब आपने एसिडोसिस करेक्ट करी, सो देन दी फ्री कैल्शियम गोज एंड बाइंड्स टू दी प्रोटीन, जो अभी तक एच वहाँ बैठे हुए थे जिनके ऊपर, प्रोटीन्स के ऊपर, राइट. सो दैट इज व्हाई योर कैल्शियम गोज डाउन, यू डेवलप टिटनी.
Yes, sir.
That is the reason, not the other way. Okay. So, what are the problems with potassium in these patients? Hyperkalemia is a problem, right? What are the problems of potassium in these patients?
In dialysis,
In these patients, CKD5, pre-dialysis, CKD4, 3L, why they become hyperkalemic? Mechanisms of hyperkalemia in CKD, that is the question.
sir, whenever there
You
is a
cannot
loss
say these are difficult questions. Are they? इससे स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन नहीं हो सकते. मैनेजमेंट ऑफ पोटेशियम, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ कैल्शियम, mechanisms of hyperkalemia and CKD.
sir, whenever there is an increase in delivery of the sodium to the distal tubules or collecting duct, there is an increase in the intake of the sodium and excretion of the potassium is there. But usually in patients of CKD, there is a reduction of the GFR. So the more of the sodium is getting absorbed in proximal convoluted tubule only. So patient may land into hyperkalemia. Plus there is an aldosterone insensitivity at the level of the tubules. Then
Which tubule?
patient has malnutrition. So
Which tubule? Insensitive to aldo where?
sir, in the collecting tubule mainly, aldosterone acts in distal collecting tubules.
What are the peculiarities of distal convolutive tubules, coating collecting duct and medullary collecting duct?
Sir, the
Are you
causes-
aware? Basically, hyperkalemia will occur on many stages.
Yes, sir.
What is the normal potassium content in your diet? You have to start from there. What is the normal potassium content in the diet? आप कितना पोटेशियम खाते हो एवरी डे एवरेज?
Sir,
एंड व्हाट इज योर टोटल पोटेशियम इन योर बॉडी? Anybody? What is the normal potassium intake every day? These things you have to know.
100.
In next 6 months, if I ever happen to chance and meet you, I want better, because these are the basics. The sooner you cover, you go back to your mentors and you tell them that these were the things which were discussed by Anurag Gupta today. What is the potassium content of yours? All of us.
यार ये तो पता होना चाहिए, सेमिनार होता है.
पता है यार, मैं रियली कह रहा हूँ, वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड विद योर हिस्ट्री, आई वाज वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड. दैट इज द वे इट शुड हैव गॉन. कंपैक्ट, स्वीट, नो नॉनसेंस एंड फिनिश्ड इन अबाउट 8-9 minutes. दैट इज व्हाई वी आर डिस्कसिंग ऑल दिस. नहीं तो लंबी बोलता रहता तो कोई सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होते, हिस्ट्री में अटके रहते हम. इसके बाद तो क्या मैनेजमेंट है ना,
Yes.
ट्रांसप्लांट है, ट्रांसप्लांट के कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हैं, यही सब है. तुमको हो तो हम उधर चल पड़ते हैं. अगर तुम इससे परेशान हो रहे हो पोटेशियम तो हम ट्रांसप्लांट में चल पड़ते हैं. हमारा क्या है, स्टेटफास्ट की चाय पिए, ट्रांसप्लांट की बात कर लेंगे, जो तुम कहो. बट आई वुड रियली अप्रिशिएट इफ यू गाइस गो आउट टुडे एंड रीड सोडियम, पोटेशियम, हाइड्रोजन, कैल्शियम.
ये आपके वो सेमिनार तो हो गए होंगे सबके.
नहीं भी हो तो आप अपने से पढ़ो, आपके पास पावर सब यहाँ पे है. हमारे टाइम में हमें जवाहरलाल नेहरू लाइब्रेरी में जाना पड़ता था. आई एम नॉट क्रिबिंग, बट आई मीन वी हैड नथिंग. इन 1991 देयर वाज नथिंग. वो जर्नल में जाओ, इनएविटेबली वो पन्ने फटे होते थे जो आपको चाहिए होते थे. आपसे सीनियर कोई ज्ञानी वो पन्ने फाड़ के ले जाता था. अब आपको परवाह ही नहीं है, राइट? सो यू आर इन वेरी गुड टाइम्स, but those good times also put good pressure on you. The advancements of knowledge is also exponential. Correct? हमें ABOIC के बारे में हमने कभी सोचा नहीं था. What is ABOIC हम करेंगे कभी? It was never ever taught to us. We never ever thought that we will cross the holy grail. Now we are talking about pig transplant, Richard Slayman. Correct? कहो तो जीनो ट्रांसप्लांट की बात कर लेते हैं. प्रॉब्लम कुछ नहीं है अपन को, खाली आदमी. बताओ पोटेशियम के बारे में बताओ, बिकॉज दिस आई विल नॉट लेट एनीबडी गो इन एग्जामिनेशन. एटलीस्ट इफ आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट देम टू आंसर 100%, but I certainly expect them to answer 60%. How is potassium controlled in your body? तुमने दो बातें बताई, वो ठीक थी, they were correct. Roughly you take about 70 to 80 milligrams of potassium. It depends upon place you are staying. If you are taking more proteins, animal source will go more. Fruits, vegetables will also contribute more. Have you heard of a paper in which they said that the dietary potassium has no impact on hyperkalemia? Have you read that paper? Anybody? I am very fond of telling my patients, सेंधा नमक मत खाओ, काला नमक मत खाओ, fruit juices मत लो, because they all rich sources of potassium. But in the real analysis, they make small differences. So how is potassium controlled?
Sir, mainly by the secretion of the renal tubules. There is a sodium potassium exchanger which is present in the distal convoluted tubule. Then in the
What is that pump called? सोडियम पोटेशियम एक्सचेंजर करने से बात नहीं बनेगी, पंप का नाम बताना पड़ेगा. चलो अच्छा, anyway, go ahead.
Then in the collecting duct, these are the epithelial sodium channels which causes the intake of the sodium ion. On basolateral side there is a sodium potassium ATPase pump, and
Basolateral size, all these cells in the body, all these cells of the tubules have sodium potassium ATPase on the basolateral side.
Yes.
Okay, and what do? They are the energy consuming engines of this cell. They consume energy and they set the milieu in such an environment, the electroneutrality, positivity, negativity, and everything occurs as a consequence of that. So the energy is not spent by the kidney in absorbing from the lumen. There are some instances with potassium, it has to expand energy at some places, but most of the time you must have read passive influx with water.
Yes, sir.
Sodium, potassium, but where is the energy getting expanded? At the basolateral side, where they are pushing it against the gradient. So,
whenever there is an absorption of sodium within the lumen, there is a positive potential, so the potassium is moved out. Second,
Yes.
there are the ROM
Right.
channels and
wrong channels,
ROM
wrong channels.
ROM channel, which causes the movement of the potassium into the lumen. Plus, there are maxi B potassium channels. Whenever there is an increase in the flow, they gets activated and causes excretion of the potassium ion. So aldosterone causes the activation of these epithelial sodium channels, these
Quite
ROM K channels.
So, normally a GFR filtrate in 24 hours, how much sodium potassium is filtered by the kidney? What is the GFR? Filtrate. Not GFR, filtrate in 24 hours. कितना water निकालता है?
Actually में 99.9% of the potassium is secreted.
There is a value. पतले में, मोटे में, सब में एक सा. 180 liters. पढ़ा है ना?
Yes.
And 178.5 will be absorbed. 1.5 liters. How much sodium and potassium will be absorbed? Hello?
Sir,
Yes.
around 60 to 70% is getting absorbed in proximal convoluted tubule, around 15 to 20% in thick ascending limbs, and then 5 to 10% in distal convoluted
तो
tubule.
कितना हो गया टोटल? 99.
90.
चेस्ट फेस एक्सरे कराओ, एडमिट करो,
More than
एंटीबायोटिक
90%
डालो, इसको
is
आईवी एंटीबायोटिक डालो,
99%
चेस्ट
is
एक्सरे
getting
कराओ, नेबुलाइज करो, सैचुरेशन कितना है?
How much?
ठीक है, करो एक्सरे कराओ, थोड़ा
99.
1.5 दे दो, नेबुलाइज करो.
पोटाशियम, सोडियम एब्जॉर्प्शन
कितना है?
Sir, 99% is getting reabsorbed, 60 to 70% in proximal.
कितना मिलीमोल्स में बता सकते हो? मिलीकुलेंट से मिलीमोल्स में कितना सोडियम 24 आवर्स में आता है वाटर के साथ? एनीबॉडी?
100 milli.
No, these are slightly tricky and difficult questions. But why am I asking you? Obviously, you may say that I'm asking you to show off, but certainly not. I'm beyond that stage now. I'm asking you to trigger to go and read. How much sodium the kidney, that is the beauty of kidney. You don't realize. चुपचाप पीछे बैठे काम करती रहती है, हार्ट के पीछे सब भागते रहते हैं. 25,000 millimoles of sodium is filtered every day. Everybody remember it. 25,000 millimoles, and 99.8% of that sodium is absorbed. 75 milliculents of potassium is filtered. And that much is absorbed, and the same amount of potassium you eat every day. So that is why you always remain in equilibrium. trick question is, if you go so far, the examiner, if he wants to give you gold medal, he will ask you, in distal tubule, when the urine reaches, how much potassium is there? जो ये 80 millicullents came in the filtrate, what happens to this potassium in the journey through the nephron?
Sir, in thick ascending lumen, the potassium is getting absorbed around
PCT में नहीं absorb होगा potassium.
PCT maybe
Why?
it is getting.
PCT is the powerhouse of the kidney. It does maximum work. 65 to 70% of sodium is absorbed in PCT. The rest is absorbed in ascending thin loop of Henle. And only 5 to 10% is finished off at DCT. So PCT is the workhorse of the kidney and distal tubular is the finisher. जैसे 2020 में होता है ना, एक बैट्समैन आते हैं आखिरी 2 ओवर में 4 छक्के मारने. That is DCT. But all along PCT is taking it out. Okay. So all of the potassium will go out by loop of Henle by the time, and then it again comes back. From where is this potassium coming back? Into the lumen.
Sir, from these pumps only within distal convoluted.
Quite
tubule,
right.
so
The
it will
mineralocorticoid activity, aldosterone, that will push out the potassium into the DCT and take back the sodium. Okay. Kidney will always conserve sodium first and throw potassium out. The cells of the body will conserve potassium more and throw sodium out. Correct? चलो आगे बताओ. So how will you treat this patient?
Sir, will you correct the nutrition?
तो सब हो गया. अब ट्रांसप्लांट की बात करते हैं थोड़ी. 10 minutes.
We will get the immunological work. We will get the immunological workup done.
क्या
for
क्या
the
कराओगे?
patient. Sir, we will get the HLA matching done first for the donor and the recipient. So in his case, mother was the donor, so it was a one haplotype match. Then
Can a mother son have no match?
yes,
Can they have no match? All mismatch?
नहीं हो सकता ना. मदर अगर रियल मदर है तो कैसे होगा? तो वन एप्लोटाइप मैच तो है ही है. फादर के साथ भी वन एप्लोटाइप मैच है. ब्रदर सिस्टर के साथ हो सकता है ना.
Brother sisters. Quite
One.
right. 6 भी हो सकता है, 0 भी हो सकता है. That is the answer. चलो आगे चलो.
then we will get the CDC cross match. We will get one solid phase assay is done and one will get the cell based assay done.
So solid phase cell based में फर्क है. Cell based क्या है?
Sir, CDC and flow cross match.
Tell me about CDC.
So it is a complement dependent cytotoxicity. So what we do, we take the donor lymphocytes and we take the patient serum. Both are combined and the complements are added. If the cell lysis is more than 20%,
Quite
then we
right.
see.
What is virtual cross match?
So in case of virtual cross match, we will need the HLA profile of the patient and single antigen bead of the recipient is being required. So even if they are not present at the same time at the same place, then we can match and if in single antigen bead, if there is an antibody against it.
Virtual cross match. You are saying the right things. Just finish it off, so they all understand. What do we mean by virtual cross match? You have started correctly.
Sir, in single antigen bead, in case of class 1, if there is an A60 is coming positive and it is also present in the HLA mismatch, मतलब the alleles we are matching them
ये 60 को कहाँ ले आए यार? फिर प्रॉब्लम हो
for an
जाएगी.
exam.
What is virtual cross match? Virtual word means कि वो है नहीं वहाँ पे.
Yes, sir.
Cross match करना है. And why it is done? Where is it useful?
Sir, in case of cadaveric
Very
transplant.
good. So virtual cross match means that if you have 100 patients on your waiting list, recipients, prospective recipients, you do their virtual cross matches. So you know the antibody sitting in those patients, correct? Now an organ comes, you test for those organs. So then you see the antibodies which are present. For example, if a recipient has antibodies against A4, B12, and here you do the tapping and you for A4 antigen is there, so obviously this patient cannot get this kidney, correct? That is the virtual cross match. So you have that sitting on your computer and you have to allocate the kidney, as he said correctly, cadaver transplant. And then you can allocate that this is the best possible match. That is virtual cross match, quite right.
Yes.
What else?
Sir, in solid phase assay, we can go for the PRA, Luminex or single antigen bead test. So in this patient we did the PRA. It was 0%, HLA was 3/6, CDC cross match was negative, and DSAs were
What
below
is
1000.
difference between PRA and DSA?
Sir,
Will you do both? Will you do one?
so usually we should do one.
Which one will you do?
Sir, DSA is better.
So why did you do PRA?
Where you want to do PRA?
To check for the history of sensitization, if we want to see.
So what does PRA tell you?
Sir,
Anybody from the audience, second year, what does PRA tell us? Now we are into the glamorous part of transplant, nephrology. The boring part of potassium, sodium is over. It tells you roughly about the antigenicity of the patient. It will predict the organ, right? Okay. So, go ahead.
sir, DSA was negative for both class 1 and 2. It was below 1000 MFI. So we did the CDC.
What are the difference of class 1 and class 2 antigens?
Sir, in class 1,
Where are class 1 present? Where are class 2 present?
sir, class 1 are present on all nucleated cells. Class 2 are present on antigen presenting cells, like in case of B cells, endothelium, macrophages.
So,
We have class 2. So, in case of the class 1, chances of the acute rejection are high. And in case of class 2, usually chronic rejections are there.
I would give that. Okay. What else?
Sir, in case
इनमें
of
से टफ कौन सा है क्लास 2 में?
sir, DQ,
Quite right. What are the other antigens of class 1?
class 1 में there are A, B and C. And
Do we test for C routinely?
no, sir.
We don't
We
test.
usually consider A, B,
Okay.
and in class 2 R.
What are the other antigens sitting next to these HLA antigens?
So these are minor.
What are the other antigens sitting on chromosome 6 next to these antigens?
Sir, X,
बड़े काम के हैं वो बड़ा.
MICA 1, HLA class 3.
चलो आगे चलो. What else?
Sir, so if we are doing any cell-based assay, like in case of CDC cross-match, if the T cells are positive, then either it could be a technical error or we cancel the transplant. And if the B cells are positive, then if we have given already the rituximab, then it could be
इसमें से
false
कौन
positive.
सेकंड ईयर है? किसमें ज़्यादा वरीड होगे? बी सेल पॉजिटिव आया या टी सेल पॉजिटिव आया? सेम टाइटर. किसमें तुम्हारी नींद ज़्यादा खराब होगी? क्यों? उसने कहा इसलिए. ये सब इम्पोर्टेंट बातें हैं. वेरी रेलिवेंट क्वेश्चन. अब हम ट्रांसप्लांट पे हैं. ट्रांसप्लांट में ही मेरा गुरु है, मेरे को तो ज़्यादा पता नहीं है. ये जो कहेगा मैं मान लूँगा. So we will be worried about T cell because it is the trigger to antigen antibody reaction. Okay. What else? और क्या करोगे?
And then we will check for the bladder function of the patient.
वो सब
for
तो
this
कर लिया.
particular patient.
कैसे करोगे? चलो ब्लैडर की बात कर लेते हैं. कैसे
we
करोगे
will-
टेस्ट?
Get a USG whole abdomen done first to look for any post-void residual urine, and we'll get the uroflowmetry done.
अरे उसको तो यूरिन ही नहीं बन रही भाई.
He's passing 800 to 1000 ml.
तुम्हारा कर रहा है, नॉर्मली करते नहीं ना ये एसआरडी में पेशेंट. उसमें कैसे करोगे? वही प्रॉब्लम आती है.
If
दोनों तरफ की प्रॉब्लम आती है. ब्लैडर श्रंक हो जाता है इनका. क्यों अनुराग?
बिल्कुल.
और जब 5-6 लीटर दे मेक यूरिन आफ्टर ट्रांसप्लांट, देयर इज अ बिग प्रॉब्लम.
then
How
we
will you test? See, that is why I was asking about PUV. All of you should go and read PUV. It's a very difficult bladder. Posterior urethral valve, after that was my first question. After correction of the valve, whether you have made the patent, they still go in ESRD because they have a very, very hard bladder to treat. It's a very, very non-compliant bladder. For small amount of urine, the intravesical pressure goes through the sky and that is transmitted to the kidneys. And that is how the damage occurs in PUV. So in PUV, if you go without bladder assessment, there will be a grief.
yes,
How do you do that?
so cystometry we can do for checking the pressures within the bladder.
कैसे क्या क्या प्रेशर्स आते हैं उसमें?
Sir, we can check for the intravesical pressure while the filling. Then,
कितनी फिलिंग पे आएगा?
sir,
आता हो तो बताओ, नहीं तो आगे चले. ठीक से आता हो तो बताओ, क्योंकि ये सब मेरे एरियाज ना मेरे को अच्छे लगते हैं. मैं इसलिए स्पेसिफिक आंसर चाहूँगा.
Usually pressure sky, if it is more than 40 centimeters of water.
At what filling?
Sir, usually
See,
first
that is
sensation-
important. एक certain filling पे he had a desire, he has a desire, he or she will have a desire. Then the desire becomes very strong. So you have to see volume and compliance,
Yes, sir.
the amount of pressure generated. In these patients, there are a lot of pressure issues. They are high pressure bladders.
So the first sensation to void comes at 50 to 150 ml, and then strong desire comes at 220 ml, around
Little
220
little
ml.
later. चलो, but I will give you that.
And in
Okay.
case of the adults, the total bladder.
So अगर इसमें what defect do you expect and how do you intend to overcome it?
Sir, it will be a low compliance, small and high pressure bladder.
Good.
So we'll give the bladder relaxant. We can give the bladder relaxants to
कौन
the
से?
patient. Anticholinergics we will give,
Like
oxybutyrine, solphennicin we can give, or we can give the
when will you give them? After transplant?
if the
Do you think they will help you enough?
no
फिर क्या कहोगे पेशेंट से?
self-intermittent catheterization.
Yes. Before transplanting the kidney, otherwise वो गालियाँ देगा आपको ओपीडी के बाहर, डॉक्टर साहब के पास चला जाएगा. You have to tell the patient, his family, that you will need CIC. That will be the only definitive treatment of these rugged bladders. If you don't tell them, they will blame you. They will think after transplant everything will be hunky-dory. It's not going to like that in PU. It's a very tough disease. Okay?
Yes.
Good. Good. That's a good answer. Okay. What immunosuppression will you give to this patient?
Sir, in case of the induction, if there
Will
is
you
a
give
high-
induction?
Sir, it is a one haplotype match. If
No,
there is
will
a
you
high-
give or will you not give? Don't waste time in one haplotype.
Usually we should give either basiliximab or no induction.
Yes or no? Yes.
मुझे पता है गंगाराम क्या करता है. So you tell what you do and there is difference every
We
side.
give induction.
You will give. Why will you give induction mother to son? अब इसको defend करो बेटा. There are no absolute rights and wrong in this life. There are no absolute rights and wrongs. In medicine, certainly. Defend. I say I don't want to give induction mother to son, and he says he wants to give induction. How will you defend induction?
Sir, it was a one haplotype match.
मदर टू सन में फिर वही बात यार.
क्या कहती है केडी को?
केडी को क्या कहती है?
Sir, if there is a low immunological risk, then either we should give non-depleting agents like basiliximab or no induction. If there is a high immunological risk, then we should give the
See,
depleting agent.
your answer should be clothed by smooth talking that the patient was high risk, the duration of dialysis was more, he got blood transfusion, she was pregnant. अगर सपोजिंग डॉटर को मदर से आ रहा है, वो प्रेग्नेंट हो गई तो हाई रिस्क हो गई ना. अगर एक ट्रांसफ्यूजन मिल गया तो हाई रिस्क हो गया. सो इफ यू विल बी जस्टिफाइड इन गिविंग इंडक्शन, एकदम क्लीन कट पेशेंट जा रहा है, देन इट्स योर चॉइस.
In this patient, there was just a history of surgery, no blood transfusion was there.
हाँ, so he could have gone either way. कोई उसमें नहीं. But
Dialysis.
as he said, he has already defended his position. KDGO says give something. Maybe pharma driven, I don't know. Give something. Okay.
So, if we want to give the
How
basic,
does basiliximab work?
sir, it is an basiliximab is a coast interleukin 2 inhibitor. So basically, it causes the inhibition of the activity of the T cells.
How does tacrolimus work?
Sir, tacrolimus is a calcineurin inhibitor.
How does it work? I'm not asking you what it is.
Calcineurin usually causes the release of the phosphatases, which
क्या
causes the
किया फिर
breakdown
उसमें?
of. It also causes the interleukin 2 suppression.
क्या किया उसमें फिर?
Calcineurin.
ये अच्छे से आना चाहिए.
It binds to. They are the two proteins.
What are they?
Yes, sir. Cyclophilin and it binds to tacrolimus binding protein is there.
There is the whole
उसका
process
number दे दे
in
मेरे
which
को
the tacrolimus or cyclosporin will go inside the cell in the nucleus. Ultimately, they'll form N-fat and that will switch off IL-2. Okay? वो आपको आना चाहिए इसमें. कुछ चीज़ें जो है ना, you cannot get away. What immunosuppression will you give him?
Sir, we will give the triple drug immunosuppressive therapy. It will be Visalon.
Will you like to give him steroid free or steroid tapering or steroid continuance?
We will give him steroid.
Why?
Sir,
Why can't you give him steroid free?
Sir, actually, in previously conducted studies, like in case of the Freedom trial, it was seen when the patients were either not given steroids or were taken off the steroid after 7 days, then the rejection episodes were more, but the graft outcome was similar in both the groups compared to placebo.
Where you will try steroid free?
Sir, if there is a 6x6 matches, there. If the patient is having uncontrolled hyperglycemia is there.
Then where does it fitting there? It's a so the outcome of steroid free is inferior, long term outcome is inferior to continuing the steroids. Only few conditions where you can try.
Yes.
Actually, this is very conjectural, but predominantly, at least in India, we are afraid to go steroid free because we are doing live related transplants. In countries where they are doing cadaver transplant, where a patient has a chance to get second kidney, they do very often steroid free also, because steroids has its own problem. Anybody who gets steroid after 90 days will have bone disease. There is no doubt of, even with 5 milligram. But I also give steroids. Okay.
Yes.
What are the common complications you will see
With,
in first 6 months after transplant?
sir, within the first 6 months, the patient can have infections, which could be bacterial or viral infections, could be surgical.
Actually, this
or
question will
nosocomial.
be asked to you immediately post-op period, 7 to 14 days, then 3 months, 6 months, 1 year.
In
But just
immediate
tell me
post-
5-6 common ones.
Yes, sir. In immediate post-op day, we can have hyperacute rejections or acute rejections.
Infections की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं.
Infections में we will
We
have
can
no-
revisit hyperacute rejection if you want. We can go to hyperacute rejection.
No, sir.
But we were talking of infections, right?
Yes, sir. So within first 14 days, usually nosocomial or surgical site infections are more common. Then in the next up to 3 months of duration, there is more prone to the bacterial and viral infections. Bacterial में it could be gram negative, like in our setting, gram negative could be there. Then in viral it could be CMV infection, HIV, hepatitis B, C could be there.
You did a transplant, patient had a creatinine of 0.8, everything was hunky-dory. 9 months down the line, the patient comes to you with a creatinine of 1.2. What will you do?
Sir, first we will rule out any infection, then we will rule out any rejection.
What infection? You
So
cannot be
BK
vague. You are sitting in the OPD, in Gangaram OPD, right?
So at that time, BK virus infection is also common. If the patient is having any complaints of passing urine, or we are suspecting any urinary stricture, there could be CMV.
So what are your differential diagnosis? Acute graft dysfunction हुआ ना 0.8 से 1.2. What is your differential
So could be
diagnosis?
rejection or infections or could be any could be there. Obstruction could be there.
Which reaction?
Sir, usually
Which reaction at 10 months?
sir, cellular rejections earlier in usually up to 3 months.
First you will say acute rejection.
Acute
You
rejection.
see, the point
Cellular
I'm trying
होगा-
to make is that acute word sometimes candidate confused with timeline. You can have acute rejection even after 5 years. It is the quickness in which the kidney loses its graft. It does it not temporarily when the kidney transplant was done. So you will have rejection. Graft dysfunction is separate. Okay. What is graft dysfunction in post-op period? How is it defined?
Sir, if more than graft dysfunction, मतलब immediate post-op period में, if there is a rise of serum creatinine by more than 0.2,
What is definition of graft dysfunction? Delayed graft function or graft dysfunction?
delayed graft function में, when we require the hemodialysis within 1 week
Quite right.
post-transplant.
That is what I want. Delayed graft function, then you require dialysis to tide over the crisis. Quite right. So at 1 year, if he comes to you with graft dysfunction, your possibilities?
It could be rejection, it could be infection, it could be even CNI toxicity could be there.
Very good. What else?
It could be any obstruction.
Where?
Sir,
You were right.
Could be
BK virus
urinary
should also be
stricture.
considered. It should also be considered. You are right. So it could be all those things. It could be post-obstructive also. Right?
yes, sir.
It's already 7:45 हो गई.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
क्योंकि 1 घंटा लगता है सबको वापस जाने में ना.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
चलिए चलिए.
ये
You
उतार
did a
लो
good
यार.
job.